got a lot of respect and love for Wim Hof. He changed my life, introduced me to cold plunges. Most valuably, he helped me change my mindset and become much more confident in doing scary things. After an amazing honeymoon period, I started developing or really noticing some really severe symptoms as I was doing the breath work particularly. I just couldn't ignore that. What it inspired in me was a sense of wanting to work out what else was possible. So rather than just giving up or carrying on in extreme discomfort, I thought, I'm going to work on this and see how I can continue to enjoy cold water. As part of that, where I've got to now, depending on my day-to-day health, how I feel inside, what my mental state is, more importantly, how my breathing apparatus, my lungs, and the sense that I have of how my lungs are performing forms whether I should do any breath work. And almost always now I don't do breath work. Any level of trying to gain intentional control of my breathing at the moment makes me feel incredibly anxious really quickly. My heart starts racing, my breathing, I can feel the choppiness and the sense of over controlling my breath. My breath doesn't feel like it wants to be controlled at the moment. It has some really deep implications for cold plunges. The powerful benefit of Wim Hof Method is that before you take a cold plunge, an amount of time raising your inner fire, and that helps you feel comfortable. It reduces the cold shock. He's really good at teaching that, and if you don't have any issues with the breath work, then that's an amazing way to practice cold plunges, certainly for the initial stages. I have found that people that I've took plunges with, they habituate, they get used to the breath work. The forceful breath work no longer builds the inner fire. So if you properly learn Wim Hof Method, you'll learn the final stage, which is power of the mind. That's getting to a stage with your cold plunges where you don't really need any particular preparation. You can just set an intention and go and perform the plunge really comfortably, really calmly, keeping control. That's probably where I am with it. Having that ability allows me to continue cold plunging. I can just go in and take cold plunges pretty much every single day. But that's a journey. That's not going to come easily or quickly for most people, if not all people. You have to be really careful. I think you can get into a bravado, a state of believing that you're in control of the plunge when you're really not. I see this a lot in people where they rush and they take plunges which are beyond their physiological comfort limits, and they come out and they get severe after-drop and they shake, rattle and roll as their internal body temperature isn't regulated, and they look really uncomfortable. There is potentially physiological responses in the body, like dopamine hits, things like that, that can make that feel euphoric. In my humble experience, that's a short-lived feel-good factor. It doesn't last over a number of plunges, and I've seen people, they're the kind of people that will go in, do long plunges, get that euphoric feeling, keep chasing it by going longer and longer, going way beyond what they can comfortably enjoy as a cold plunge, and then they just stop, because then with dopamine your body typically, most people will get a reaction where psychologically your mind will be telling you, no, don't do this anymore, this is bad for you. And people stop. And that's a shame, because the benefits of everyday cold plunges are, for most people, they're going to be really worth having. So having a gradual, disciplined build up, working to gain control of the experience, in my opinion, is the smartest way to approach cold plunges.